On Saturday the 1st of June 2024, I attended my first convention of the year, and that convention was the UK Games Expo. So, how did it go? So I was only at the convention for the Saturday. I think if I go next year, I will probably go for more than one day, because there's just so much to see, so many people I wanted to speak to that I didn't get a chance to. and it was just a lot for one day. So I think I'm going to go the Saturday and Sunday next year and see how I go with that. The convention itself was a lot of fun. It was very busy, so when I went last year I went on the Sunday when it was much quieter. It was absolutely rammed on the Saturday, but I still managed to get round and see what I wanted to see for the most part. I feel that it was probably a row somewhere that I missed, because I know there were a few stalls that I wanted to see and I just completely missed them. But that's on me because I kept getting distracted. There was so much to be distracted by. It's very easy. So I went in with a game plan. There are a few paints and things that I wanted to get at the show. I wanted to buy the Flame On Pro Acryl set, and I ended up buying the Adepticon one as well. And I also wanted to get some unique miniatures. So last year I just brought random stuff. This year I wanted to actually buy some nice display models that I can paint on stream or paint for YouTube, and maybe show off some little known companies / brands. And I think I managed to achieve that. I also wanted to meet some of the companies I've worked with, being Modular Worlds, Chronicle Cards, and Modifius, namely. I also wanted to try and drum up a bit of commission work with other companies, so I was going to go around and hand out business cards and things. I did that for a couple of stalls. Don't know if it worked. I tried to come across confident, but that's something I need to work on. But I'm very proud of myself that I did manage to at least talk to some people, because it's quite difficult for me. I also went with stickers, business cards like I said, and I 3D printed some tiny little Scooby themed brush holders. So these are like a miniature version of the one that I have on my desk that I designed and sculpted myself. And I just painted them up and gave them a varnish, and gave them to a couple of my friends. My friends being Lady Valentine. I gave some to Modular Worlds, Chronicle Cards, who kindly put them on their display with the brushes, which was really nice. I spent most of the day with Lady Valentine, who is a wonderful friend of mine, and it was nice to have a catch up, seeing as I hadn't seen her in about a year. I didn't get many pictures, which is something that annoyed me a little bit. Next time will take more pictures with everybody, because I will try not to be a shy little goose. One of the things that kind of frustrated me with the convention was it's to do with me, and I didn't realise until I got home. Half the footage that I recorded was a lot shakier than it looked on the screen of my camera, so a lot of the footage was actually unusable. But that's on me for being an idiot and not recording things properly. I also tended to move across the stall too fast, so it would be really blurry. And that just sucks. Yeah, that explains why there's not a lot of footage in the edited part. But I'll figure something, I'll scrape it together. Next convention I will take a tripod and make sure I record slowly and try not to rush everything. I think in the excitement and in the because I've only got one day mindset, I think that made me panic that there was so much to record and I felt like I had to record everything, so I was rushing, but that meant I couldn't spend time recording things that I wanted to record. As said, this is all a new experience. This was the first convention I ever attempted to film at, so I will get better. But yeah, these are rambly thoughts. So I will move on to what the haul was. Boop. So the first thing that I was gifted was this Hydra model from Modular Worlds, who are some very good friends of mine. I usually paint a lot of the models for their stall, so I was very happy when they gifted me this one to paint for their future displays. It's quite heavy, the details are lovely and crisp, and it's going to paint up so nice. Next up is this cute little dragon that I picked up on the My Mini Factory Omi Games Co. stall, which was a little freebie, and it was supposed to be for their paint and take tables, but they were just letting people take them. So it's a little dragon with a meeple that was sculpted by Printed Obsession, who also do some wonderful sculpts. Then I picked up this cute little orc with a shopping bag, which I think was sculpted by Capsule Chibi, but I got it from the Gelatinous Cute stall. I also picked up this cute little squig as well in the same sort of cartoony aesthetic, and I love Capsule Chibi's models. Next up is this gremlin model, which I picked up to paint for my mom because she absolutely loves gremlins. I can't remember the name of the stall, nor I don't know the name of the sculptor for this. I have a feeling it's Pop Minis, but I'm not sure. Either way, it was really cheap, and he just looks so cool. The only downside is it had a lot of support marks on the back that I didn't notice, but nothing that can't be sanded off. I also picked up these two cute little dice from the same stall that had printed little mushrooms on them. I'm going to use them as my Age of Sigmar deciding dice. Then I picked up some of these Kofti Ran Raiders from the game Qua? I'm not quite sure what they are, but the illustration really captured my interest, and they just look like they'd be very fun, silly little models to paint up. They had a whole game around them. I don't know what the game's like, I just thought these models were really funny and cute, so I picked them up. On the subject of silly little things I picked up this arcade machine from Crooked Dice. Crooked Dice do some very cool 80s inspired models. As soon as I saw this arcade machine, I was thinking of all the possibilities that I could freehand on it. I think I was joking with British Video Game Nerd that I was going to freehand Dragon's Lair on it. Then I realised how stupid of an idea that is because that would be insanely difficult. But the idea was there and I floated it. Either way, I'm going to paint this up for a video or a stream, and I'm going to do something really cool with it. I also picked up this Furiosa inspired model from them. My dad used to absolutely love Mad Max, so I thought it'd be a really cool thing to paint up in his honour. That, and I also really love Mad Max. This Moonstone box, which is something I said I was going to pick up, I was just deciding which one to actually pick up, even though I haven't painted the Moonstone that I picked up last year. But when I saw the names on these models, I just had to pick them up. I mean, there's Swiggity Swooty, Krusty Balboa, and El Capitano. I mean, the names are excellent, the models are gorgeous, and I really cannot wait to paint them. One of the surprise purchases I made was this Drunken Dwarf model by Blue Giant Studios. It's a 75mm scale model, and I didn't intend to buy it. I was torn between three that they had. So they had this drunken one, they had another dwarf with a big scroll, and they had a big lizard, which is normal scale, but it was like a big beast one. And I thought, because I'm painting a lot of Seraphon at the moment, the lizard wouldn't exactly be a great palette cleanser, but the dwarf would be, because I had such fun painting Grombrindle. And I decided on this one because, I don't know, there was something in me that was just I really want to paint beer foam. I don't know why, I just really wanted to paint beer foam. Either way, the sculpt is beautiful on this. I very much recommend Blue Giant Studios, they do some wonderful models. Please do check them out. I did hand them a business card, but, you know. Next purchase was something I actually wanted to purchase last year, and that was from Black Scorpion Miniatures. So I was eyeing up, I think it was just before I left last year, they had a king on a frog, a woman, I think it's a night woman, on a lizard, like a chameleon, and they had a dwarf on a snail, which is the one I ended up buying, and they had a goblin on a a goblin on a tortoise. And after about 10 minutes of trying to figure out which one I wanted, I settled on the dwarf on the snail, because much like with the dwarf and the beer foam, I really wanted to paint a snail trail. Sometimes I question my sanity. But either way, I picked a snail because snail trail. I also picked up this super cute little goblin knight, a bird plague doctor, and a duck with a machine gun. Yes, a duck with a machine gun. I replaced my Gross Artis Opus texture palette with this even bigger one for the same price one from Colourforge, which has thicker grooves between the details, so hopefully it won't clog up as fast. One of my most expensive and unintended purchases is probably this Everlasting Wet Palette Studio XL2. which I probably didn't need, but I brought it anyway. It also means I have probably owned every single red grass wet palette in some way, and that's a little sad. They're a good company though. Please sponsor me. Another gift that I was given was the Teclon Tiger dry brushes by Chronicle Cards, who are friends of mine now. The owner of the company, Will, is a super lovely human being. He also gave me this brush wrap for them, and it was really nice to finally meet him as he came all the way from Australia. We chatted for a while, and he even brought me an echidna all the way from Australia, which is really, really cool. And as you saw at the end of the video, I signed the flag that he had on his stall. And again, really nice guy, really lovely company, really good brushes. I fully recommend checking them out. There is a link in the description to them, and it was an affiliate link, so I earn a small kickback, and there's also a discount code there for 20% off. Another random purchase I made was this Monument Hobbies cutting mat. I don't know why I brought it, it was just sort of there next to the Pro Acryl rack, and I was like, oh, I need a new cutting mat, so I picked it up. I don't know why. I do like Monument Hobbies as a company though, so it says for something. As much as I'm in agreement with the people boycotting AK at the moment, I am struggling to find people that make texture pastes the exact same way to cover my army, so I ended up buying a few more of their texture paints. Please don't hate me. But I got the Splatter Effects Wet Ground, the Corrosive Texture, and the Snow Sparkles, just so I can have a bit of variation in my terrain. When the day comes and there isn't, you know, there's other people that make texture paste that are just as good, I will support them. But for now, I also picked up some of the new Noosh, that sounds weird, by Pro Acryl, which is like a water-based oil wash that you mix with colours. I don't know what I'm going to use it for. I want to do some video ideas on it maybe, because I don't like using white spirit. So we will see how this goes, but either way I just picked it up because it was there. My last super random purchase was this Tamiya sponge sanding sheet. I don't know why I picked this up, but I did. So there you go. Oh, and I almost forgot about this tiny Muffin sticker, because Muffin is my spirit animal and I love her so much. And now onto the paint that I actually picked up. So I picked up the Flame On Miniatures Pro Acryl set, which was kindly brought for me by British Video Game Nerd. I want to try and do non-metallic metal gold in these colours, and I think it could be really, really pretty. So I'm going to experiment with. I also picked up the Adepticon exclusive set, more as like an impulse thing because it was the last one on the shelf. So I nabbed it. And also because I wanted the red oxide paint in there because I didn't think you could buy it separately, and I'm pretty sure you can, and it was a waste of money because I didn't need any of the other colours in there, but I brought it regardless. I then brought some single Pro Acryl colours, so I brought the orange, the burnt red, dark blue, pale pink, bold Piroli red, the transparent red, hoping it might replace my Duncan Rhodes red glaze, warm grey, and neutral grey. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to phase out most of my paints, so it is literally replaced by 95% Pro Acryl, 5% anything else. I also don't really want the AK paints anymore. There's a whole long list of reasons why, but I'm not going to go into that on this video. So that was my haul from the UK Games Expo this year. I'm hoping to go for more than one day next year because it's just so much to cover in one day. Thank you to everybody who was really nice and met me and talked to me and stuff. I know I was a bit of a nervous wreck, but I'm getting better, and hopefully next year I will be so much more confident and I will meet loads more of you. Hopefully. Right. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. And if you liked the video, please hit the like button and subscribe. I know that's like a cliche YouTuber thing, but please do it. I need to buy more paint.